Devil's Kettle sounds twisted, I know, but the place is just named after a waterfall. Technically, it's not a normal waterfall. It goes into this hole, and it doesn't come out. The scientist guys dropped all kinds of things down there, but nothing ever surfaces. Maybe it's another dimension. Or, just really deep.
Mysteries baffle even the brightest minds in the far corners of the world. Picture a forest where trees twist and turn like they're alive, a frozen dinosaur caught in time, or hills that look like they're made of chocolate. These incredible discoveries leave us with more questions than answers, sparking endless curiosity. Lake Winnipesaukee Mystery Stone. For nearly 150 years, the Mystery Stone of New Hampshire has defied explanation. Scientists, historians, and amateur sleuths have all tried to uncover its origins, yet its secrets remain locked away. This egg-shaped artifact, just under 4 inches tall, was unearthed in 1872 by workers digging a post hole in Meredith Village. Initially, it appeared as a simple lump of clay, but when cleaned, it revealed intricate carvings of a face, a teepee, corn, and mysterious geometric design. Even more puzzling, the stone is made of quartzite, a material not native to New Hampshire, and has precision-drilled holes that seem far too advanced for its supposed age. The stone was given to Seneca Ladd, a local businessman and avid collector of relics, who proudly displayed it among his geological treasures. By July of the same year, newspapers had noticed, calling it a remarkable Indian relic. However, a deeper examination raised more questions. The carvings didn't align with known Native American tradition, and their advanced craftsmanship sparked endless speculation. Theories range from ancient rituals and treaties to navigational tools and even extraterrestrial origins. Whether a hoax or a genuine artifact of ancient significance, the Mystery Stone continues to baffle experts. Its presence in Meredith remains one of history's most intriguing anomalies. Yet, even this strange artifact seems ordinary compared to the subsequent discovery, the bizarre intelligence of slime molds. If you found this mystery fascinating, don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-boggling discoveries. Slime mold intelligence. Scientists have been left scratching their heads over a creature that defies everything we thought we knew about intelligence. It's not an animal, not a plant, and not a fungus. Slime molds, those spongy yellow blobs you've probably seen clinging to rotting logs or wood chips, are rewriting the rules of thinking. And the strangest part, they don't even have brains. The star of this mystery is Physarum polycephalum, a bright yellow slime mold that behaves like something out of a sci-fi movie. It can solve mazes, map out transportation networks, and even pick the most nutritious food, all without a nervous system. This creature spends most of its life as a single cell with millions of nuclei, shape-shifting through the forest floor in search of bacteria and fungal spores to eat. Researchers brought it into labs decades ago to study its movements, never imagining it would be so bright. In one experiment, scientists watched as it navigated a maze, finding the shortest path between 2 food sources in just a few hours. Even more bizarre, it leaves behind a slime trail to avoid retracing its steps. A kind of external memory. Yet, this peculiar brilliance pales compared to the wonders of the Chocolate Hills in the Philippines. Chocolate Hills in the Philippines. The Chocolate Hills of Bohol, Philippines, remain one of nature's most puzzling creations, leaving scientists without clear explanation, rising from the earth like a landscape from another world. These rounded hills, numbering anywhere from 1,268 to 1,776, transform dramatically with the seasons. During the dry months, their grassy slopes turn a rich chocolatey brown, earning them their mouth-watering name. Standing no taller than 165 feet on average, the hills may seem modest, but they cover an astonishing 20 square miles across the towns of Carmen, Sagbayan, Batuan, and Bilar. What's more fascinating is their origin story. Geologists explain these strange formations as remnants of ancient coral deposits, sculpted over time by rain and erosion. But something about their near-perfect symmetry and uniform size keeps the mystery alive. Of course, the locals have their ideas. According to legend, the hills were formed after a fight between 2 giants who hurled stones and boulders at each other for days. Another tale claims they're the teardrops of a grieving giant who lost his mortal love. Whether science or folklore, the allure is undeniable. The dancing forest of Russia. In the remote Kaliningrad Oblast of Russia, hidden between the Baltic Sea and the Curonian Lagoon, lies a forest unlike any other. The dancing forest, as it's called, is a place where pine trees twist, spiral, and loop, in ways that defy logic. Scientists have tried to explain this bizarre phenomenon, but no theory entirely solves the puzzle. Planted in the 1960s to stabilize shifting sands, the trees seemed just as unstable, earning them the local nickname Drunken Forest. One theory suggests tiny caterpillars attacked the trees when they were young, damaging their growth buds and causing them to twist as they reach for sunlight. Others blame the relentless winds or human interference. Still, none of these ideas feel conclusive. Of course, the stories don't stop with science. Some locals claim the forest is a battleground where positive and negative energies collide, warping the trees in their struggle. Others whisper of a supernatural curse, where the trees were forced to dance centuries ago to demonstrate the power of the Christian God. Folklore adds even more allure. Legends say climbing through one of the tree's loops can add years to your life or grant a wish. Whatever the truth, the dancing forest remains a mystery. Its twisted trees are a silent testament to something we still don't understand. Tabby's star. Tabby's star is one of the greatest mysteries of modern astronomy. Found in the Cygnus constellation, this sun-like star, sitting about 1,500 light-years away, behaves in ways scientists can't fully explain. Its light dims randomly, sometimes by as much as 22% for days. No planet, comet, or known object could cause such dramatic and irregular fluctuations. Astronomer Tabitha "Tabby" Boyajian first noticed the star's peculiar behavior in 2015. As if the random dimming weren't enough, follow-up studies revealed something even stranger. Tabby's star has been gradually fading over the years. This isn't just puzzling, it's unprecedented. Scientists have proposed all kinds of theories to explain the phenomenon. Some suggest the star's magnetism or heat flow might be at play. Chunks of a shattered exomoon could create a cloud of dust and rock that blocks the star's light. And of course, the most outlandish idea, that advanced extraterrestrial life is responsible for building massive structures around the star. While the latest research points to dust as the culprit, Tabby's star keeps astronomers guessing. Its bizarre behavior has made it one of the strangest finds in planet hunting history. This enigma, however, is just the beginning. Wait until you hear about this ostrich egg mystery, a tale that only gets weirder. 5,000-year-old ostrich egg mystery. The story of decorated ostrich eggs takes us back 5,000 years and reveals a mystery that has left scientists in a state of confusion. Despite cutting-edge technology and years of research, these luxurious artifacts' exact origins and methods remain baffling. These prized treasures, adored by the Bronze and Iron Age's elites, were far more than simple ornaments. They were symbols of a complex and interconnected ancient world. A team of specialists led by Dr. Tamer Hodos from the University of Bristol dug into the secrets hidden in ostrich eggs from the British Museum. Advanced scanning electron microscopy uncovered fascinating details about where these eggs came from, how they were made, and the dangerous lengths people went to acquire them. Ostriches, often wild and fiercely protective of their nests, posed a deadly challenge for anyone brave or foolish enough to steal their eggs. Yet, the risk only added to the eggs' value. The team discovered that ostriches roamed North Africa and the Eastern Mediterranean, and eggs from these regions were far from their origins, revealing extensive trade routes. Remarkably, the eggs had to be stored for long periods to dry before artisans could carve them, making them an economic investment and a luxury. This discovery paints a vivid picture of a thriving, interconnected ancient world, a story far stranger than fiction. Three whale rocks. Science can't fully explain the three whale rock mystery. This 75-million-year-old granite formation, known as Hin Sam Wan, towers over the mountains, resembling a family of whales swimming together when viewed from the right angle. But it's not just their appearance that captivates, it's the legend tied to them that echoes through generations. Once upon a time, a small village on Thailand's coast relied on the sea for survival. Among the natural wonders surrounding them were three giant rocks rising like sentinels from the water. The villagers revered them, believing they were tied to three real whales that once graced their shores. These whales were seen as protectors, bringing good fortune and guarding the community. One fateful day, a group of fishermen accidentally injured one of the whales with their nets. Panicked, they freed the creature, but it was too late. The whales, hurt and betrayed, disappeared into the horizon, never to return. The villagers, heartbroken, named the rocks Hin Sam Wan in their honor. To this day, they stand as a reminder of the delicate balance between humanity and nature. While the three whale rock holds its secrets, the following tale plunges us deeper into the past, a dinosaur frozen in time for 110 million years. Dinosaur frozen in time for 110 million years. This spiky tank-like dinosaur has puzzled scientists for years. Discovered in a Canadian mine, it looks like it was frozen in time, untouched for 110 million years. Known as Borealopelta, Mark Mitchell, this nodosaur is so well preserved that even its stomach contents remain, a rare discovery. It's almost unbelievable. Back in 2011, miners in Alberta stumbled upon something extraordinary. A heavy equipment operator, Sean Funk, noticed an unusual texture in the rock while working at the Suncor Millennium mine. What he uncovered wasn't just any fossil. It was an 18-foot-long armored dinosaur, perfectly mummified by mud and minerals. After its death, this dinosaur sank into an ancient sea where mud encased it, locking every detail in place, from its armored plates to its last meal. The Royal Tyrrell Museum in Alberta took over, and a technician spent 6 years carefully chiseling away the rock to reveal the creature. This nodosaur, weighing more than a ton in life, was no predator. Its soccer ball-sized stomach tells a story of ferns and leaves, proving it was a selective plant eater. Scientists even identified plant cells in its gut, a discovery so rare it's almost impossible to replicate. If this dinosaur seems otherworldly, wait until you hear about the next mystery, a human so well preserved it looks like it could wake up tomorrow: the Devil's Kettle. For years, scientists have been baffled by the mystery of Devil's Kettle Falls in Minnesota, where the rules of nature seem broken. Here, a river splits in two at the top of a waterfall. One side flows down normally, but the other disappears into a deep hole and is never seen again. Where does it go? No one has figured it out yet, despite years of trying. In Judge C.R. Magny State Park, the Brule River tumbles over rocks, forming a series of waterfalls. But at one point, the water vanishes into a hole known as the Devil's Kettle, carved into solid granite. Over the years, people have tossed all kinds of things into the hole: ping pong balls, even road signs, and waited for them to resurface, but nothing ever does. Some scientists thought the water might be flowing beneath Lake Superior, but there's no evidence of an underground river or tunnel, especially since the local rocks are tough, not soft enough to form caves. Others suggested an ancient lava tube, but there were no signs of that either. Finally, in 2017, researchers discovered that the water doesn't disappear. It resurges just downstream. The mystery isn't the water's disappearance, but the intense currents that swallow anything dropped into the hole, making it vanish without a trace. Even if the mystery is solved, the falls remain one of the most curious spots in nature: Sargasso Sea. The Sargasso Sea has left scientists scratching their heads for years. This vast, mysterious patch of ocean in the Atlantic is like no other sea, and it can't be explained in the usual ways. It's the only sea with no land boundaries, defined by swirling ocean currents. These currents form a vast, elliptical region of deep blue water, home to a strange seaweed called sargassum. Unlike other seaweeds that grow on the ocean floor, this one floats freely, creating a unique world in the middle of the ocean. Sargassum isn't just a floating plant, it's a bustling ecosystem. Sea turtles use it as a nursery, where young turtles find food and shelter. Shrimp, crabs, fish, and even endangered eels depend on the algae for survival. Humpback whales pass through the area during their migration, and many birds and commercial fish, like tuna, rely on the Sargasso Sea for food. But what makes this sea even stranger is its borders. It's shaped by the currents that swirl around it, and its edges change with the seasons. There's no land to mark where it begins or ends, just the flowing power of the ocean itself, creating a place where life thrives most unexpectedly. Maine's strange Viking penny. The discovery of the Maine Viking penny has puzzled historians and archaeologists for decades. In 1957, two amateur archaeologists, Guy Melgren and Ed Runge, stumbled upon a strange silver coin while digging on a muddy embankment in Blue Hill, Maine. The coin sat unnoticed for decades, wrongly believed to be a 12th century English piece. But everything changed when a coin dealer in London recognized it as Norse, dating back to the reign of Olaf III of Norway. Suddenly, the world was buzzing. Had the Vikings reached America centuries before Columbus? This coin, now called the Maine penny, is less than an inch wide, but its implications are enormous. It was minted sometime between 1067 and 1093 and was found in a Wabanaki archaeological site, an unexpected place for a Norse artifact. artifact. Some believed the Vikings might have sailed far beyond Newfoundland, even Maine. The idea was tempting. After all, Norse explorers had already been proven to settle in North America around 1020, with the discovery of L'Anse aux Meadows in Newfoundland. But even after all the excitement, no one can explain precisely how this coin ended up in Maine. Was it an ancient Viking visit, or just an accident of history? One thing's for sure, the mystery of this coin is nothing compared to the following enigma: the Baltic Sea object. The Baltic Sea anomaly. The Baltic Sea anomaly is one of those mysteries that scientists can't explain. Found by a team of explorers in 2011, it's a strange disc-shaped object sitting at the bottom of the Baltic Sea, about 91 meters underwater. This discovery is even more baffling because its size and shape don't match anything naturally occurring in the area. The object looks like a giant stone mushroom, about 60 meters wide, with strange straight edges and a surface covered with cracks filled with an unknown black material. Some even claimed it was the remains of Atlantis, or a hidden UFO. As if the object itself wasn't mysterious enough, something even stranger happens when explorers get close. Their equipment, including sonar and satellite phones, starts malfunctioning. The anomaly is somehow blocking their technology. From above, this strange object resembles the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars, fueling the unidentified flying object theories. While some experts think it could be a leftover part of a BB-2 shipwreck or a glacial formation, the true origin of this object remains a mystery. The eerie thing is that no matter how many theories are thrown around, nothing can explain the unexplained energy interference. This mystery remains unsolved, and the Baltic Sea holds its secrets tightly. The ancient Greek computer, the mysterious Antikythera mechanism, an ancient device found in a shipwreck off Antikythera's Greek island, has puzzled artists for over a century. This 2,000-year-old relic, often called the world's first analog computer, could predict the movements of planets, solar and lunar eclipses, and even the dates of the ancient Olympic Games. Yet, how it worked remains unsolved, mainly since it survived only as 82 broken fragments. Discovered in 1901, the device once had over 30 bronze gears, but time hasn't been kind. The stunning complexity of the mechanism, able to simulate the universe as the Greeks saw it, has left researchers in awe. And while new research has uncovered inscriptions on the pieces, revealing the user's guide, the exact design and operation are still hotly debated. A team from University College London has recently proposed a model explaining part of the mechanism, drawing from Babylonian astronomy and ancient Greek theory. This model aligns with the surviving evidence and gives us a glimpse into how the Greeks might have seen the universe in motion. But here's the catch. While the model is promising, the technology of ancient Greece was nowhere near as advanced as modern tools, making it difficult to believe they could pull off such a marvel. Could this be the true secret of the Antikythera mechanism? Or is there something more we haven't yet discovered? Uffington Whitehorse Hill. The Uffington Whitehorse has been a mystery for centuries. Even today, scientists can't fully explain its origins. Carved into the hillside in Oxfordshire, this ancient chalk figure of a horse is the oldest in Britain. Its exact age is still debated, but dating confirms it was created long before medieval records mention it, making it older than any other similar figures across South England. What makes this horse so remarkable isn't just its age, but its survival. For over 1,000 years, local communities have worked to maintain it, ensuring it hasn't vanished like many other ancient monuments. This fragile symbol would likely fade away within just a decade if left alone. No other monument in the country can claim such continuous care through changing rulers, languages, and religion. Set in the stunning landscape of the Wessex Chalk Downs, the White Horse overlooks valleys, hills, and ancient routes that have been walked for millennia. Nearby, you'll find remnants of ancient people, burial mounds, hill forts, and sacred sites. This land is legendary, from tales of blacksmith gods to medieval dragons. The White Horse, shaped by generations before us, is a link to a past still alive today through the landscape and stories surrounding it. Drangarnir Sea Arch. Drangarnir, the stunning sea arch in the Faroe Islands, is one of nature's greatest mysteries. Yet, scientists can't fully explain how it came to be. Towering over the wild landscape, this remarkable sea arch sits between two striking sea stacks, Leatley Drangur, the smaller one, and Story Drangur, the larger one. Shaped over centuries by the relentless forces of glaciers and ocean waves, the arch has become an icon of the Faroe Islands' untamed beauty. Exploring Drangarnir is like stepping into a world untouched by time. Whether you hike or take a boat ride, the experience is unforgettable. The trek to the sea stacks takes about 2 to 3 hours and offers breathtaking views of rugged cliffs, steep valleys, and the incredible bird life. life that calls this place home. Imagine walking through a landscape that feels straight out of a myth. Birdwatchers will be in heaven. Drangarnir is a paradise for puffins, gannets, and seabirds. From May to September, the cliffs are alive with birds nesting on the basalt rock, making it a prime spot for nature lovers. As you stand before the imposing sea stacks, it's easy to understand why Drangarnir has captured the hearts of those who've witnessed its majestic beauty. And trust me, this marvel has nothing weird compared to the next adventure waiting. Warangal Fort, an ancient marvel that still stands as a witness to the grandeur of the Kakatiya dynasty. Built in the 13th century by King Ganapadadeva and later completed by his daughter Rani Rudrama, this fort sits on a hillock known as Ekashila, overlooking the city of Warangal in Telangana. It's not just a fort, it's a testament to a lost era, full of mystery and stories that history can barely explain. Over time, Warangal Fort withstood many fierce battles. Malik Kafur, a general under Alauddin Khilji, attacked the fort in 1309, marking just one of the many sieges it faced. Despite the destruction caused by invaders, the fort's impressive structure remains. The Kakatiya rulers built the fort with 3 layers of defense: mud walls, stone walls, and a third ring of earthworks. Each layer tells a story of a kingdom that knew how to protect its legacy. The fort's most striking feature is the Gateway of Glory. Massive pillars carved from single rock stand 30 feet tall, representing the finest South Indian architecture. Temples like the Shambhalingeshwara and Swayambhudevi speak of divine protection within the fort. But while Warangal Fort's ruins are awe-inspiring, its exact construction methods remain a mystery. How could such an advanced fortress be built centuries ago? That's a puzzle no scientist has solved, and likely never will. Waffle Rock. A rock has baffled people in the heart of West Virginia for years. This is Waffle Rock, a strange boulder with a mysterious pattern on its surface, looking like something from a science fiction tale. The rock's surface is marked with a grid of straight lines, giving it the look of a giant waffle. But where did these markings come from? Was it the work of ancient Native Americans, perhaps as artwork or a form of writing? Or could it be something far more bizarre? Some locals claim it's the impression of a giant prehistoric lizard's skin. And then there's the wild theory: aliens. Yes, some even think extraterrestrials left their mark on this rock. But what's the honest answer? Well, scientists have a more grounded theory. About 250 to 300 million years ago, the Appalachian Mountains were being formed. During this time, the sandstone that makes up Waffle Rock was compressed, creating fractures. Over millions of years, these fractures filled with iron oxide from the surrounding rock. When erosion washed away the softer sandstone, it left the striking waffle-like pattern behind. While theories about its origins will continue to swirl, the true story of Waffle Rock lies in the slow, unexplainable forces of nature. Nazca Lines, Peru. Deep in the deserts of southern Peru, a strange mystery has baffled scientists and sparked wild imaginations for decades. We're talking about the Nazca Lines, a series of massive drawings and geometric shapes carved into the earth that are so big that they can only be seen from the sky. These lines stretch over 200 square miles, forming everything from simple swirls and triangles to complex animals like monkeys, hummingbirds, and spiders. But how did they get there, and why? For years, people thought the Nazca Lines were some giant map or calendar. In the 1940s, a researcher named Paul Kosak suggested they were used to track the stars, while another expert, Maria Reicha, dedicated her life to proving they had an astronomical purpose. But here's where it gets even more curious. Recent studies have questioned that idea. It seems the lines weren't drawn to mark stars, but were more likely part of ancient rituals tied to water and crop fertility. These rituals, scientists now believe, were used to please the gods and bring rain in the middle of one of the driest places on Earth. Despite all the research, there's still no clear answer about why these lines exist, or how the Nazca people created them in such a remote, harsh environment. The mystery will continue for years to come. But compared to what we'll explore next, the Nazca Lines are just the beginning. Welcome to the story of the Longyu Caves. The Longyu Caves, hidden deep beneath the earth in the Zhejiang province of China, lies a mystery that continues to baffle scientists and archaeologists. The Longyu Caves, 24 massive artificial caverns carved into sandstone, were discovered by accident in 1992 when local farmers drained a pond, revealing 5 giant caves and 19 smaller ones. These enormous caverns, some reaching 20 meters, are unlike anything ever seen before, with their unique, curved shapes and perfectly aligned positions. But here's the kicker. No one can explain who built them or why. The caves were likely carved using simple chisels, but there's no concrete evidence to determine when they were created. Some believe they date back over 2,000 years to the Western Han Dynasty, while others think they might have been ancient quarries, ceremonial sites, or even palaces. With few clues and no historical records to back up any theory, the Longyu Caves remain one of China's greatest mystery, the Giant's Causeway. Finally, let's look into the fascinating mystery of the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland, where nature's raw power carved out one of the world's most awe-inspiring landscapes. Over 40,000 basalt columns stretch across the coast, each unique shape. Giants didn't create this stunning formation, though legends say it was. Instead, it's the result of volcanic eruptions from about 60 million years ago, when the Earth's crust started to crack open. Lava poured out, cooling slowly to form the iconic columns. Visitors have come to marvel at the mysterious hexagonal rocks for centuries, but the whole story is far more dramatic. The volcanic activity came in waves, shaping the land in ways that remain a puzzle for scientists. While the cause is clear, intense volcanic eruptions, many aspects of its creation and its ancient landscape are still being studied. The Giant's Causeway and Causeway Coast is a geological marvel that continues to spark curiosity and intrigue. These strange discoveries remind us how much we still don't know about our world. While science continues to search for answers, some mysteries remain unsolved, leaving us to wonder about the secrets hidden in the past. The journey to uncover these truths is far from over.